Hey guys, let me know what you think by liking and commenting, and it really helps me and this channel out when you subscribe, so please click that button. Thanks a bunch. Hey everyone, today's episode is brought to you by Roll-Tru Scale Models, in particular Roll-Tru's line of precision-made HO scale wheels. Roll-Tru's precision wheels are made out of turned brass, each one turned individually and then blackened. This allows for the truest rolling wheel and the smoothest rolling wheel. Currently these wheels come in American freight sizes, that's 33-inch wheels, and they come in both short and long axle, and they also come in IHC, AHM, and Rivarossery replacement sizes. That includes the incredibly small pizza cutter wheels and the standard plastic wheels. Remember Roll-Tru for the truest rolling wheels. Hey, welcome everybody. Today's edition is going to be the Santa Fe only show. So let's start off with a C-Liner. This will be made by AHM Mahano, right? That's who makes these things. Yeah, made in Yugoslavia, so it is nice. I really like the styling of Fairbanks Morse locomotives. In a way, I guess I wish they would have survived, because I think they would have come up with some pretty neat designs. These are very common. If you want to convert them to DCC, there are two ways to do it. Let's see, is that original or is that a decal that's been stuck on there? Part of me wonders if this is a decal. I don't know, because I don't have another one of these. Something strikes me as not original about that, but you know what? I may be wrong there. Just looks, no, maybe it is original. I don't know. Does anyone have one of these that can tell me if that's what theirs looks like? Well, maybe it is. The paint is kind of chewy. The overlay paint's kind of chewy, so maybe that's how they did it. Yeah, this is one of the few companies that have actually taken C-Liner seriously. There are some proto ones as well, and I have some of those, and they're very, very nice. You know what? These aren't bad. These have a vertical motor in them, and I've done a video on how to convert these. Let's see. This is typical. It has the glazing as a big chunky insert. Somebody has added weight to this, looks like. And there's the vertical motor. Let me just use some light oil to try to penetrate this bearing. Let's see here. Okay. Let's just see if it works. So yeah, if you look, it's an interesting compact motor unit that they made. They're kind of noisy and they're kind of high on their current draw. They're not very precise in a lot of ways. Oops, sorry about that. And the pickups come through the front wheels on these. So let's just see. Oh, you know what? It runs well, actually. It's quiet. Okay, well, it looks like there's not going to be me doing any repairs on this one, which maybe I sound like I'm disappointed, but sometimes I like working on these kinds of things. But I do have a large backup right now. These are simply just spread the shell open, plop it down on there. Get the road switcher back up on here. I don't know why now. It seems like it works this well. It's almost anticlimactic. I've got nothing to work on for you. It just runs well. Let's see, how much has this been used? It's had a pretty fair amount of use. So as you can see with these units, they have traction tires in the back And the other side is going to be picked up. Is that correct? I think so. It runs really well, and it's surprisingly quiet. I think this is one of the quietest of these I've ever had. Well, there you go. I don't know if Santa Fe Railroad actually ever used any of these. I'll have to go look that up because I'm kind of curious now. But there it is. So if you want, these are pretty cheap. You can get them dummy ones from anywhere from $8 to $20, and you can get running ones from, oh, I'd say around $12 to $32, depending on the nice condition. This would probably be somewhere in the middle. I didn't have a box with it, so I'm not entirely sure, but there you go. It is a working, very nice AHM branded C-Liner. In fact, even the couplers are intact. So somebody took pretty good care of this. They left it out in the open. It's got some display grime and dust on it, and it's been handled quite a bit. You can kind of tell the paint is matted down and it has oil embedded in it. But overall, especially for its age and for what it is, I think it's in pretty nice shape. So there's number one on Santa Fe Day. All right, and what I have is a pretty ubiquitous model. This is a Bachmann. It's missing one horn. It's a FT, right? Yep, EMD FT. And again, it's same paint job as the war bonnet scheme, right? That's what this is. Let's see, it looks like it hasn't had a ton of runtime. These were really ubiquitous. These came, you could buy them separately, but they also came in kits, in sets, and this very common set locomotive. I don't know when they start coming out with them. It must have been, gosh, the 70s, even earlier. And if we look, it has this very common Bachmann pancake motor setup here. The weight's in the center. This is actually in pretty nice shape. These are noisy motors. There's just really not much you can do with. I've DCC converted them and it works just fine, but you should have a big speaker in it because it's pretty noisy. If I remember right, these only pick up off of the front trucks, so if you're gonna DCC convert it, have a current keeper, so use a Tsunami or okay, well, it wants to run. You want to run? You gonna do it? There you go. No problem. Let me just put a little bit of lubricant onto the motor bearing. Just try to penetrate in there a little bit. There you go. It looks like the light actually worked. And again, these are all just simply squeeze, or excuse me, spread and lift. Okay, there we go. Oops. Get these over the little notches. Ooh, one of these days I'm going to get hopefully so good at this I can do this on camera without just even thinking about it, but I can't right now. Sorry about that. I don't think this is going to help. These are bearingless, but that's okay. All right. But again, it looks like I'm not going to have anything to repair for you in this one. It's just a little bit worn and a little bit Bachmann, but it works fine. And if you were to run this in for a while, Just a little bit of stiction, but not bad. And that's about average for this type of Bachmann in terms of sound. So there you go. Other than the missing horn, it's a nice unit. It looks like the paint's in great shape. Somebody took decent care of it. So you can't beat that. If you like the war bonnet look, it's hard to beat the classic F unit with the war bonnet paint scheme, right? I mean, it's just big and bold and in your face. Particularly, I guess, if you're in a car or something to pull down in front of it. So there you have it. Okay, well, at least you got to see it. Don't have to repair it for you, so I won't be getting another video. But how many of you had these, I guess, growing up, or this was maybe even one of your first trains, first locomotives that you ever had? Let me know. I never had one of these as a kid. My father didn't like these. I guess he was more, in fact, you know, we didn't even have too many Athern diesels. He was really more of a steam guy, so we just didn't have much diesel lying around. So there you have it, EMD FT by Bachmann. All right, next up is a Tyco Mantua, or is it just Tyco? It is a Tyco with the OFL power torque motor, which I don't have a lot of experience with, but maybe I will. It looks like, looks like the wheels are actually clean, relatively clean. Let me grab a, let's see here. Looks like someone's done a lot of this work already. So anyway, if you haven't seen, what is this, an F9? Is that what this is? F9A. Once again, this war bonnet scheme. This is completely intact. It's a pretty nice shape. Has some display grime, left it out in the dust. Nice big number board, but it's missing one of the two, and they're not transparent or translucent, so you won't be able to light it without some modification. I haven't done anything like that with these Tycos. They're not particularly good DCC candidates. This motor is really amperage hungry, and most of the time, if you want something, just use the shell. That's what I do. I have several Tycos, but I don't run any of them in DCC. If I've used them for the shell, and that's it. All right. It's pretty sticky, so I think the traction tires are okay. Okay, but as to be expected, it's not running, and it's not even trying. That's not atypical though for older Tycos. These, everything's just terrible on these for what it's worth. Now, don't get me wrong, I appreciate the people who collect these and love them. They should be loved and collected and run, actually, because they're still fun once you can get them running. But this one, and I've got power, right? I just can't tell because I don't have any lights, so I can't tell either way if this thing's getting power. Let's see if I can hear it. Hold on. No, I just don't hear it. I don't hear anything. And to be honest, I sort of expect these to do this, So I rarely expect to get one that's actually going to work. Let me see. Everything's pretty tight in here, and that's, again, not shocking. Everything's pretty tight. Let's see if I can loosen it a little bit without breaking it. They are coming a tad loose, but so the main gear is very tight. Okay, so I'm not sure how much I can work on this or how much, in a way, I'm willing to work on this right now, because these can just set you up for a lot of pain. I'm going to just pull this and see if I can see anything obvious. Oops, sorry. Let's see, does this just come out of here? Yeah, there it goes, right? Okay. Ooh. There's just a lot of gunk and buildup in there, and everything's tight. Alright, well, that might explain. Okay, so my guess is when I spin this, this large gear here, I don't know if you can see that, but this large gear here just, everything's just so tight. I think this motor just, yeah, I think something's disconnected. This main gear here is just sort of wobbly and free rolling. Let me at least try to do something with this. But if not, this will be a nice candidate for me to work on in another video. So hold on a second. I'm being a little goopier than I want because I'm going a little faster than I want. Okay, let's see what I can, if this, so there's just no joy at all in this. And I need to hook an ammeter up to my track to see if this is even drawing any power. I don't think it's even getting electricity. So, okay, there you have it. I will make a separate video where I work on this one. So I've got something to work on for you now. So I will do that, and hopefully I will see you soon. There's just really not much I can do with this right now. I'm just don't have the time or inclination to try to get one of these power torque motors to work today. So it's a nice day and I want to get out there. So there you have it. You know, I'm sure a lot of you probably had these growing up, something like that. Let me know, but it's standard sort of Tyco problems
have hit. So here's that one. I will work on it and I'll make a video about it. So hang on for the next one. Okay, everyone, next up we have this, I think it's an Athern. I don't have the whole box anyway, so what is this, a SD50? Is that what this is? SD50, I think. I'll have to look up. It's an Athern. Is it powered? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. In fact, let's take a look at the... Wheels don't look too bad. That'd be clean some, right? But it is certainly not the worst I've ever seen. Brass wheels? I don't know if I've seen too many of those. Usually they have that kind of black and gray look, right? I'm trying to think in my head if I've ever seen this brass wheels on here. They're actually not too dirty or oxidized. Okay, well, why don't we just... I guess an Athern. It's typical Athern blue box, looks like. I don't know what this paint scheme is called. I'm not a huge Santa Fe guy. It's like one of the... But you know, these, I wonder, were these separately applied? Because I don't remember a lot of Atherns having number boards in the back like that. But maybe they weren't. I'm not sure. I don't know much about this model. It looks like there was the Santa Fe logo on the front, but it's been worn off some. Let's just put it on the track and see what we get. No, you know, I don't even hear it trying. That's nice. It has the handrails all intact. They're the standard Athern metal ones. Sorry about that. Let me pry the shell off. Let's see what we see. Oh, well, there's your problem right there. Nothing's connecting the positive track side, which there's normally a type of plate that comes off of these and sits on top of the top of the motor and then goes underneath, and then it powers the light also, but that's just fully missing here. So the commutator looks hecka dirty. Let me just see if I can clean that real quick while I'm in here. And there's no flywheels. I don't know, is this... I'm used to these having flywheels, but maybe that's not the case with this one. I don't know. I'm not an expert on Athearn Blue Box. I will have a video coming out on how to convert one, but it's always a little bit sketchy, particularly if you use the original motor. They have problems when it comes to all this. But while we're in here, let's just clean off this commutator, because why not? And okay, it's a lot cleaner now, right? All right, let me do a quick and dirty fix on this for you, and I'll be right back. When I said quick and dirty, I really meant quick and dirty, and all I did was run a wire one to the light bulb here from the right side pickup through this convenient hole to the rear right side pickup. That's all I did. And you know, one thing I noticed is this is a little bit of a bizarre blue box. I've never seen one with these metal clips here. Maybe somebody who knows something about Athern history can tell me about that. I've always seen it where it has the plastic over clip. And again, these brass wheels are just something I'm not used to seeing. So I don't know if some modifications were done or this is older or something of that sort, but This is for the first time for me too. Came right back and got on the microphone, and let's see if this works. Okay, well, it's getting track power now. I can hear it. There you come on. Okay. So it's, there it goes. Yeah, it's actually not running bad. It's, you know, it's actually fairly quiet for an Athern too. It's not too bad. It doesn't quite have as much growl as I'm used to hearing. Even runs pretty slow okay. A little bit hesitant. Let's just throw a little bit of lubrication in there. Not that I think it's necessarily going to help a whole lot, but we'll just put some, sorry about that. This is just putting some down in these end bearings here. And that way this love will just spread around a little bit. So it's much harder to do this through the camera than I ever would have thought, and I'm still not 100% used to it. Okay. Plop this down here. While it was gone, I mean, I literally just went to the other room quickly enough to get this soldered in here and get this handrail in there. Plop it back on the track. Light works. Well, that was a quick fix. I didn't have to go to a separate video for review. There you have it. So it's SD50 or 60, or is it just a regular SD40? I don't know. I'll have to look this up after I get off with you, but it's, let's see, we'll just apply minimal. Has a bit of stiction once you, well, it's, yeah, you know what, it's not bad. I wonder if it'd be a little bit better if it had flywheels. Maybe, maybe not. Probably with the, it might help with the slow speed. But it's hard to complain about that. Who knows how long this has been sitting around. Well, there you have it. At least got a little bit of repair in there. I didn't have to go to a separate video, but there you go. That's the kind of thing you're interested in. Again, I don't have a lot of Santa Fe, but I have these ones now. It's, the horn's intact. It's actually not a bad unit overall. I just have to decide whether I want to convert this to DCC in its current form, or if I think it would be better just to go ahead and convert this with a different motor altogether. So we'll see how that goes. But there you have it. Santa Fe, I think it's an SD50, I think. So, but if I'm wrong, let me know. I'm happy to hear about those things. Just don't let me know I'm wrong like 5 years later. Usually by then I'll have figured it out. So, but I'll look it up, and I'll look it up and I'll put it in the description as the correct thing. So there you have it. We'll see you for the next one. Okay, and the final one for today is this beautiful Kato SD40, right? Let's see, that's what this is. Kato SD40. One of my favorite locomotives, probably second only to the SD40-2, which I just think is the way a diesel electric locomotive should look. I'll just take that out of there, plop that down. So it's pretty typical Kato fare. Has it been run? Yes. Not a hideous amount. It looks like someone's loved it. They've used it. But it's not bad. And it's pretty clean. Looks like they have pretty clean track. Does interior cab details? It sure does have cab details. Well, that's pretty nice. Yeah, there you go. I love the SD40. I think it looks right. I think the SD40-2 really looks right. There's just something about those long overhangs a lot of us like, right? See the top of it. Not super detailed. This piece on a lot of modern models will be see-through. It'll look like it has more depth to it, but overall it's hard to take too much issue with a Kato, right? It has windshield wipers. I think, are they separately applied or are they painted? I can't tell if they're separately applied or they're painted. I think they are painted. They're painted, yeah. But either way, I mean, I don't know when this was made, sometime in the 90s, something like that, but probably for the time, it was considered a pretty detailed model. In fact, it is. I mean, it holds up well. Katos convert really well using DCC, very, very well. I've done a few of them and I've enjoyed them. Yeah, it's a great looking locomotive, right? It has a rear number, but not on the number board. Am I seeing this correctly? And it didn't come, a lot of times Katos come with decals, but there aren't any in this box since it's used, obviously. So I'm not entirely sure what the status of it is. Okay, let's plop it down on the track and see what we get. Yep, and it runs just like a Kato, nice and smooth. No stiction really, just a tiny bit. Very tiny bit. And it has this beautiful crawl. Let's see, that's about the limit. There we go. Absolutely gorgeous. How can you beat that? Very, very nice. Very enjoyable to run these. They're quiet, like tiny bit of growl, but I think, Rapido and some strangely newer Bachmanns are the quietest I've ever heard, but of course for this vintage, this is pretty darn good. So there you have that. Again, one I'm not going to be able to work on for you because it runs well out of the box, but I've never had a Kato fail out of the box. Might happen one day, but it's never happened to me yet. All right, so it sort of leaves me hanging, not a ton to say about it. I'll give you a better look at the truck detail, which is usually pretty good. These unpainted, I can't tell if they're unpainted or not. Either way, they're done very well. This is definitely a candidate to have a guy plopped into it. I'll probably do that when I convert him to DCC. So there you go. Not a ton to say about that, except that, it's let's see, there's even detail. So I think Kato is definitely one of the more premium makers when you're talking about having nice details in a well-run unit. So there you have that. There's not much more to say about it, except it's an excellent unit. If it's something that you like, you'll be able to pick these up on the used market anywhere from, I don't know. I've seen them go as low as $50, but ones with the box and that are in good shape can fetch up to right around 100, something like that. Probably between 70 and 80 something being your nominal average now. Of course, who knows? Prices have gone up a lot during COVID, although they seem to have stabilized now, so that's kind of nice. There's that. All right, so there's our good guy. And I think that's the last one in this set for you. I hope you enjoyed this. Hey, let me know what you think. Make some comments. I love reading them. I love responding to them. So let me know. I appreciate it if you really do like this to like it. I don't ask you for anything else, but if you like it, it helps, and it really, really helps me if you subscribe. So Till next time, take care. Appreciate you watching. Stay safe. Happy model railroading.